Hi folks, how you doing? There's Cattys having a cup of coffee, Darjeeling coffee if you like, at my jet ball. So hi folks, how you doing? What I want to do, I've got a few things to go through. It's a bit of a channel update. I want to do a shout out to some channels, and then I've got some ideas for some merchandise. I've had some interest from people on Instagram asking me about merchandise, and so I've sat down with my wife and I've come up with a couple of ideas. I've still got another one in the finalising in the process, and I'm going to be looking at maybe bringing out some badges and maybe at the moment just some t-shirts just to see how it goes. I'm just going to do a limited line of maybe 10 each, and then we'll see how we go from there. If people are that interested, then obviously I'll make some more, and then maybe looking at bringing out some other bits and pieces, who knows. So what I want to do first thing is I want to do a couple of shout outs, or 3 shout outs to 3 YouTube channels, underdogs, who I think are good, you know, good at bits and pieces of what they do. One of them, well, all 3 of them really have all sort of like been really good channels, you know, sort of like what they've brought out so far, and all good guys, all good outdoor people. And the first one I want to give out shout to is Wilderness Nomad. What I'm going to do is, please people, check out the description in the bottom, there'll be links there, and obviously just check out the description and have a look. But anyway, the first one's Wilderness Nomad, a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, Chris, got his own channel. He loves his food. I mean, he's a great guy. We always have a good bit of banter, me and Chris, because Chris is an ex-sapper and I'm ex-artillery, so if anyone knows the history between those two regiments, but it's just banter between me and Chris does some lovely sort of stuff with his kids, loves to bring his kids out, and also when he's out with his father-in-law John, as well as going out with us as well, he does do a lot of cooking and that sort of stuff. Okay, so that's Wilderness Nomad. The second one is JP Lamoureux. Again, check out his link. Now, if people know JP's been on the circuit for God knows how many years. Absolute great naturalist, very good bushcrafter as an instructor. You know, his knowledge base is superb, second to none really, probably nearly as good as mine. And no, but he really is. His naturalist stuff, especially his wildlife stuff, photography and everything else, he's brilliant, you know. So I want to give him a shout as well. I've probably known him out of all the guys I know through bushcraft, it's probably me and him that I've known the longest out of anybody. I've known him for a really, you know, at least 20-30 years I reckon, and we spent some time in Army Cadets together, and then that was it. And then our paths didn't cross then till about maybe 15 years later, I suppose, when I was on a course out in Sweden, and that's when our paths crossed again. And then obviously we you know, our friendship reignited, as it were. Sounds like a fucking love story, doesn't it? But anyway, yeah, Jean-Paul Lamoureux. Okay, so I'm not going to butter him up too much, just go over and have a look at his channel. Okay, he's got a new channel, but as I say, go and check the link out, go and have a gander at his stuff. Okay, and then the final one I want to give you is a guy called Stealth Andy Steith. And I first come across Andy when Google Plus was about, and we was in a group on there. And I suppose with sort of like the bushcraft and outdoorsy circuit, to a degree, it's quite a tight circuit. You're bound to come across different people in, you know, different circles. And Andy really has been a true. I mean, everyone jokes about their #1 fans and they watch my channel and everything else, but Andy, I've got to admit, he's, as YouTube stuff goes and comments and everything else, I'll probably say he's one of the first ones really that kind of really followed me. And as I say, he's a great guy. I mean, channels, you know, his channel's what it is, you know. I'm not going to say, well, yeah, his videos are fantastic and everything else, but he's just got a good channel, and he's another true underdog as far as I'm concerned. And so please, as I say, go over there, click on the link in the description and go over and have a look at Andy's channel as well. Okay, so that's the shout outs done. Right, so next thing I want to talk about, I've had to write it all down so I don't forget, because obviously I've got quite bits to go through, is merchandise. As I say, I've had some interest from people on both Instagram YouTube I haven't at all yet, but it's mainly been on Instagram. And people have been asking me for me to bring out some merchandise, and I find it really humbling when people sort of follow you on Instagram, and you know, I sometimes get comments from people that are saying how great some of my pictures are, or the fact that because I like to go out and do I try and run every day if I can. A lot of people said they get enthusiasm just by the fact that I'm out running, just by I put a picture of myself, sort of like a real happy face, sort of doing my running, sort of taking running selfies and all that sort of stuff. But people are actually, you know, people get enthused by that, and I find that truly humbling, you know. So with that, I've given it some thought. I've spoken to my wife about it, and she's it's good to get the backing off your wife as well. And so I'm going to be looking at bringing out some merchandise. I put a couple of pictures on Instagram to show my kind of artistic view of what I want, roughly. I've got one here that I'm going to show you. And I'll give you a quick run through on my mind as to what I'm doing with regards to badges and stuff like that. Excuse me. And secondly, I'm going to get my daughter involved as well, and she's quite good at art, so I'm actually going to get her to do the final sort of stencil, if you like, of what I want to go for. Okay, so if I quickly sort of show you what I've gone for. That is the actual thing, that's the sort of thing I'm going to go for at the moment. I've got a catapult there, I've got a cup for the old cup of the Darjeeling, an axe, just like for my wildlife hatchet, and obviously a fire, and then with Des Cattys under there. I'm working on a second one with actually having instead of having the catapult where it is, to actually have it on the Y, so on Des Cattys the Y will be slightly overimposed, and it will be a catapult there. The first one I come out with is with in place of where the catapult was. I actually put a pair of scissors because I thought I'd want to get Mr. Scissors on there as well, and as much as I personally thought it was a good idea, what was quite funny was the feedback I got on Instagram, and the majority of people, well, pretty much 100% from people have all said that they'd rather go with this kind of symbol rather than having Mr. Scissors on there. I suppose it goes a little bit more hand in hand with what I actually do. Okay, so as I say, the final one that we're sort of looking at now, from the one that will change, if anything, maybe the catapult will come off the top there, off top of the fire. Might have a slightly bigger axe, and then obviously the Des Cattys will be underneath. Now what I want to do is I want to sort of have it in a kind of I'm going to do it on a kind of hexagonal kind of shaped badge. The reason being because I want the compass points on there. I'll probably have it with a blue edge because that will signify water, quite possibly. An orange background because obviously I love a bit of orange, even though I'm clad in camo today, but I actually do like a bit of orange for safety and that sort of stuff. And that's kind of what I'm going to go with at now. Go with at the moment. Now folks, please, if you're just a watcher to my channel, you know, you just go over and have a watch, even if you get this far. I really would love your feedback, I really would. I mean, I always check out YouTube studios and all the rest of it just to have a look, see how my channel's doing, and it's really weird that it's about 70% of non-subscribers that watch my channel to the odd 20% of people that are subscribers to my channel, and they don't actually watch my videos. Now I don't know whether that's, you know, YouTube studio making, you know, mistakes with their sort of data and statistics and stuff like that, but you know, I'd like to think that I've got quite, you know, I'd like to think that there's more subscribers to my channel watching it. But what I really would appreciate is some real solid feedback from everyone, even if you just go over, watch the video very quickly and that, but I would love some sort of feedback, okay, with regards to sort of like what you think of the YouTube channel, and also what you think about my ideas with the merch and stuff. Now the next thing I want to talk about is sort of like Amazon affiliates and Patreon. Let's get the Patreon out of the way first, because that one I'm not really sure about. I mean, some people have said to me about doing Patreon, and for me personally, alright, this is just a personal thing, so I don't want you all shouting at, you know, when you're watching the video back maybe, and start, you know, sort of shouting at me and all the rest of it. But with Patreon, I honestly think it's a cheeky thing to do, to ask people for their hard-earned cash. I really do. I can't, you know, it's a personal thing for me. So Patreon, whether or not I go down the road of doing something Patreon, well, I mean, it might be good in the future if it want me to pay for, you know, pay for some other sort of kit or something like that. But you know, I'm working, you know, and I can kind of go out and buy stuff what I want. I'm not going to bitch and moan about, you know, my YouTube channel not really, you know, not making money off YouTube, because I don't make money off YouTube at all anyway, because I've only got a, you know, I'm well under 1,000 subscribers, and obviously I want to get there. I want to get to that, you know, I want to get to that 1,000 mark, but it seems to be just taking forever. I feel like I'm on a treadmill with it all, really. But we'll leave it at that with Patreon. I mean, if people think it's a good idea, okay, if people think, yeah, do Patreon, it's a good idea, please leave a comment, please let me know, okay? Even if you just glance through the video, please leave a comment about the Patreon and anything that I'm discussing today, okay? Now, the next thing obviously is the Amazon affiliates. Now, I like the idea of the Amazon affiliates simply because, like, for example, when I did some of the wood carving videos, and people want to know what sort of tools I'm using, then literally what they can do is they can go over to have a look in the description. They'll see the links there to my Amazon affiliate. Then they will just go over, buy what it is they want to buy, and then obviously they pay Amazon, and I get a tiny percentage of, you know, whatever it is. I don't even know, it might even be a couple of pence, you know, with regards. But I suppose the more and more people that buy something, obviously it's good for me. Okay, maybe that's a better way of doing it. You know, I'm not really keen on doing the not really keen on, as I say, on the Patreon thing, but that's only me. But as I say, if people come back and say no, do it, then do it. Okay, so that's the Amazon affiliates and obviously Patreon. Okay, and then the last couple of things I want to talk about really is just trying to increase my sub base. I don't really know how else to do it. I'm sort of I am watching videos on YouTube about trying to increase my sub base and the like. I think over the last sort of couple of weeks, I think my sub base has gone up ever so slightly, which is great. That's great to see. But I'm trying to mix it up with the videos. You know, if you've noticed the last few that I've done, if you've been watching, because I've been off work this week, I've done some, you know, I did pheasant prep. You know, I made the semi repair kit and stuff like that, so I'm just mixing it up, so I'm not just sort of doing the same old thing that a lot of other people are doing. Maybe that's what they want to see, maybe that's what people like to see. They like to see people just going out and doing that, you know, but I like to just mix it up, make it a little bit more interesting, not only for you know, for me, but also for you guys and ladies. I don't know if I get many ladies that watch my channel. From the statistics it says that there's none, but I really don't know. So anyway, that's about it really with that one. So, you know, if you haven't, like I keep saying, if you haven't subbed to my channel, then please do so. I'm really grateful for you. And it kind of segues into, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone that's offered me, you know, that's sort of supported me all the way through since I've started my channel. It's been going since about 2013. And I've had little sort of like these emotional ups and downs where I've sort of deleted videos, was almost going to bin YouTube at one point and all the rest of it, because I felt like I wasn't getting anywhere with it, and I was just, you know, really on it was funny how it sort of put me on a bit of a downer at times, but I'm going to stick with it because it's funny, but I actually do get a buzz out of doing it. There is a real, for me personally, there's a real nice buzz. I do get a buzz out of doing even the stupid videos, you know, when I did one a while back on ration packs. You know, there's 1,001 videos on ration packs, but I don't think no one's done it quite the way I did it. So and I really truly get a buzz out of that. It's a real satisfying, you know, it's almost like being a comedian, I suppose. Not that I could ever be a comedian, but it's just nice to be a comedian on the camera like this. Alright, so that's it folks. Alright, so I want to say a big thank you so much to everyone that's followed me and has supported me all the way through, and you know, I can't ask them all really. I mean, for people to watch my channel, it's wonderful. But if you do watch my channel and you're new, please go over and subscribe. Join the madhouse, join the lunatics that are already there, and come over and have a laugh, because you've got to be a lunatic to flip enjoy, subscribe to my channel anyway, because I do take kind of a light-hearted look at bushcraft and stuff like that. As much as I do it, I can be as serious as I want to be with it, or I can make a complete joke, and I think I'll make a complete joke of it, because sometimes that's the best way that people learn, instead of having it a little bit too too sort of too kind of strict and stuff like that. Alright, so that's it, folks. So I just want to say thank you so much, okay, for supporting me. I'd love your feedback on all the stuff that I've gone through today. It might be quite a long video of me just babbling on about the channel update and stuff like that, but I really would appreciate your feedback. You can also get me on Instagram. I'm there's Cattys Bushcraft, I think, or something like that. If I can't remember exactly what it is, I really apologise, but I'll put a link in the description. It's either Bushcraft by Des Cattys or Des Cattys Bushcraft or something like that. Okay, and then we'll see how it goes. So I'll keep people updated with the merchandise, let you know how it's going. As I say, if you visit Instagram, then obviously go on there. I tend to post more on Instagram than I do on Facebook. I don't really bother with Facebook too much, and I'm kind of hearing through the grapevine that a lot of people are not bothering with it either, but that's neither here nor there. I mean, I might in time sort of just use Facebook as a means of maybe circulating my stuff. I don't do Twitter because I find I just don't want to have too many. I don't want to be on too many social platforms. It's bad enough keeping YouTube and Instagram on the go. So that's it, folks. All right, so I'll shut up now. I wish you all a Merry Christmas. Okay, everyone stay safe. Okay, I've got quite a few bits coming up, going away camping, all that over the Christmas period, and we'll just see how it goes there. All right, folks. So thank you for watching. Please take care. Please stay safe. And finally, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Much appreciated. Take care, folks. Love you all. Take care. See you later.